Recently, we read one of the Lenten Gospels, which recounted a meeting between Jesus and a Samaritan woman at a water well. And this woman was known to be a public sinner, so she was ignored by the people around her, probably shunned by her own people. So she came to fill up her water jug, but she left with so much more. In the end, the Lord Jesus reached out to her, forgiving her past sins and converting her heart. He poured out upon her the living water of his mercy and healing and changed her life completely. The message for us is very clear. If we want to change for the better and leave our sinful ways behind, then we need to come to the deep well of God's mercy and forgiveness. And we also need to want to change. We need to put the effort in and then to set off again on a different path, just like the Samaritan woman in the Gospel. Now, much of the passage focuses on the fact that Jesus reaches beyond the normal social boundaries to help and to heal this woman. Remember that Jesus is a Jew, a practicing Jew, an observant Jew, and the woman is a Samaritan from the region of Samaria. Now, it was very well known back then that Jews and Samaritans did not get on very well. They didn't ever mix socially. So much so that a Jew would travel around the region of Samaria because it was considered to be a foreign place, even an unclean place. But Jesus, of course, he takes no notice of these conventions or these rules. He doesn't observe the normal boundaries that we set. He doesn't go round Samaria, he goes right into the heart of the district. And that is so typical of Jesus. He breaks the norms. He touches the unclean. He eats with sinners. He sides with the underdog, the outcast, the leper. He is a radical figure in that sense. And so it is with this woman when he meets her. The Lord, he willingly puts the social rules to one side to reach out and to help her. He doesn't really care what other people think. And Jesus asks us to do likewise. You might have seen recently in the news that Pope Francis visited Iraq, a Muslim majority country, and he brought a message of peace and solidarity and brotherhood. And probably some people said, why is it that the Pope is stepping over that boundary, reaching out to the Muslim world, to a different culture? But the Holy Father, he knows the importance of reaching out to others and building bridges. In fact, one of the names that the Pope takes is Pontiff. It's a strange word, Pontiff, which literally means bridge builder. And that's one of his important roles, to build bridges among people. So the question really is, how can we be bridge builders as well? Well, firstly, we need to look at some of the invisible boundaries that we have constructed around ourselves. Sometimes these are built deliberately to keep certain people outside, and sometimes they're put up without even knowing it. We say, well, I'm happy spending time with this type of person, but I don't want to be around so-and-so. And often we base those prejudices on how people look, what they wear, if they're rich or poor, if they're beautiful, how they speak, what religion they are, maybe even what football team they support. We surround ourselves with carbon copies of ourselves, replicas of people just like us, to the exclusion of those who are different. And that, of course, that only limits our experience of life. This is not the way of Jesus. Remember, he ignores those social and cultural boundaries, and he reaches out especially to those who are different. And we have to learn from his example. So let's be more like Pope Francis and more like Jesus himself, and put aside the boundaries that we have set. Let's step out into new territory and find that Samaritan beyond our borders. God bless.